All right, let's continue. Sorry for the technical problem a while back. So what you have seen is a news clip, no? A news clip about COVID-19, but it's focusing on mental health. So I want to ask, why COVID-19 and mental health problems, stress, depression, etc., and the like, are both considered serious problems, difficult to treat with or to handle? In your own ideas, why do you think so? Why are these two? There's two similarities. They are considered as serious problems at the same time difficult to handle. Let me call on randomly, no, especially to those students who do not have any points. Andre Salunga, what's your idea? Andre, Justin.
Ano po, for me po, the COVID-19 pandemic has a major effect on our life, especially po public health actions such as social distancing are necessary to reduce the spread of COVID-19, but they can make us feel isolated and lonely and increase stress and anxiety.
So so it's like we're being forced, no? Or because in observing this health protocol, social distancing, they're creating naman social gap. So hindi lang social, hindi lang, when we think social distancing is just physical, but actually loss of physical connection, loss of communication, no? Which is a basic human need, can lead to serious psychological problems, especially naman if you're already lonely, you're locked down. Number two, why does these two problems create a sense of uncertainty for people experiencing them? In line with our theme, why do you think so? Why does these two problems create a sense of uncertainty? We have already defined uncertainty last time. How? Excuse me. So why does this two problem create a sense of uncertainty? Let's have Jason.
For me, sir, the COVID-19, hindi nyo rin po alam kung mabubuhay po kayo or mamamatay kapag po pag nakuha niyo po yung sakit na yun. At saka po yung mental problems, it's either you think positive or negative. Kung negative naman po, dun po yung mag-iisip na po kayo ng mga any suicidal thoughts, para yun na po yung iniisip niyo po yung kamatayan niyo na lang po.
All right, Raisa, you're raising your hand. Thank you, Jason. Raisa, go.
Because sir, the viruses and sicknesses keep evolving po, so it is difficult to treat and to handle po.
So we are not sure, and that's a very good observation. In fact, because of the news developments, new strain of the virus, you're not even sure if those vaccines will be effective. That's make it uncertain. But in reality, two similarities of COVID-19 and mental health problems like what you have seen in the news. Both are hidden and undetected. You cannot even say that it's already at the first stage. No. Slowly destructive, slowly you will turn weak, you will feel depressed, whether COVID-19 yan, physical sickness, or mental health problem. And last, they are latent. When we say latent, it means hidden. Something that you cannot easily see at the first stages. It is like cancer, kung kailan malala na, the last stage, no, worst stage, that is the only time that you can detect it at its full worst gravity or degree. So that is something that makes it bring its uncertainty. Those ideas, something that is sickness that is slowly destructive that you cannot see, that is what you can see in the theme of the poem that you have read that we will discuss for today, The Sick Rose by William Blake. It's part of his collection of poems in this book, Songs of Experience, published in 1974. And immediately you can see that the poet is describing as a rose that is sick, but this is a deep symbol. Later on, we will try to understand it. Now, for us to clearly grasp the meaning of the symbolisms in the text, we need to identify and decode the different figures of speech, because words sometimes are used not in their literal sense, but in their symbolical or other
Excuse me po,
layer
medyo choppy
or
po
shade
kayo,
of meaning.
sir.
Yes. Yes, Mads? Ay, Karel?
Medyo choppy po kayo, sir.
Sir, medyo choppy po kayo.
Can you hear me clearly
Nagsa-stop-stop.
now?
Sir, so
Clearly.
Medyo po mas
Naririnig niyo na ba
clear.
ako maliwanag? Yan,
yes,
ay
sir.
lumapit ako.
Opo.
Kasi I'm not used.
Putol po, sir.
Ha? I'm not using
Nagka-cut
kasi...
po yung voice niya minsan, sir.
Pero clearly and then nagka-cut. I think
Yes
my
po.
guess is it's because of the poor connection kasi sometimes on my screen I can see your connection is unstable. So please bear with that. Anyway, just comment if you cannot hear it. I will repeat the idea again. So like what I said, words in the poem are not used literally. So for you to understand the shade, the deeper meaning, you need to decode the figures of speech. You know this already. This is just a review. Now, here are the things that we will focus. First figure of speech, apostrophe. Who would like to read? Kindly read the meaning and the examples. Let me see for those who do not yet have voice. Oy, Valando, Jangel.
The writer speaks directly to someone who is not present or is dead, or speaks to an inanimate object. Example, from the poem Zero Rose to Art 6. Other example, oh, Starbucks, how I love you. Cell phone, why won't you message?
All right, your key idea here, if the poet or you are talking to someone who is not in front of you, that someone, that may not necessarily be a person, pwedeng hindi tao yan, it can be an object or an idea. Kinakausap mo, but it is not existing in front of you. And that, to whom you are talking to, it can be a person, it can be an idea or an object. Look at it. Or Rose, you are talking to someone, but he's not there or she's not there. Starbucks is not a person. This is a brand of coffee, but as if you're talking to. And of course, object, cell phone. Next figure of speech, onomatopoeia. Let's have those. Let me call those who do not have points. Chelsea.
A word which imitates the natural sounds of a thing. It creates a sound effect that mimics the thing described, making the description more expressive and interesting. Example from the poem is In the Howling Storm. Other examples are Both bees and buzzers buzz. The birds chirp filled the empty night air.
Your keywords here, sound words. Sound. Rather than the object itself, you will use the sound it produced. Like buzz of the bee, howling of the storm, yung chirp chirp of the birds. These are sound words. Or kung pig yan, what's the sound? What's the sound for pigs? Anyone? No? That is?
Buzz, sir.
Kung pig, it's oink, oink, something like that. Or kung snake, yung the hissing sounds. No? Onomatopoeia. Third, oxymoron. Kindly read the description. And Erica, go.
Oxymoron is when the writer pairs two words together that are opposing and or contradictory. Example from the poem of Crimson Joy. Other examples, silent scream, terribly good.
Right. Two words, opposite of meaning, but you put them together, you join them. Example, silent scream. Screaming, that is loud, but how can it be silent? But it has meaning. Terribly good. Ano? It's good, but if you're terrible, that is not good, but you join them. So it creates an effect. You call that oxymoron. These are the words in the poem. I know you read this already. They are in your assignment. We'll just briefly discuss them. Invisible, unseen, something you cannot see. Destroy, you know that. Crimson, Na? It's a shade of red color, very red, like blood. Thou is an old English word for you. Howling, something of noise word. Joy, you know that. Art, you know that. And thy, it's an old English word for your. No, you know this already. They are part of the assignment that you have already submitted last time. Now, the author, William Blake, is an English romantic poet. Now, what you think you need to remember about romantics? Not necessarily about love. Romantics deal about different ideas, symbolism, sometimes with spirituality, such as what you will see in the poem. And in this, and also romantics, they also tend to focus on moral issues. Baka kasi kala nyo romantic poet, it's all about love. No, modern times na lang yan that we delimit the concept of romance to love. But romanticism talks about philosophical, moral, social ideas reflected in literature. No, that is, in this case, it's a little bit, should I say, sensual and sexual. Later on, you will discover why. Now, since this is just a short poem, may I invite all of you, with feelings, try your best, unmute your, all of you read it, go.
The sick rose. Oh, rose.
1, 2, 3 again, synchronously.
One, two, go.
Go.
Rose.
Rose. Drop.
The invisible worm.
Oh, Rose,
Yeah.
thou art sick.
It's not working. I thought some have poor connection. I can hear the background noise. Let me just ask two students to read. First stanza, I would like to read, volunteer with feelings. Okay, Ril, go. You're the first one to raise your hand. Go. First stanza, go. Kindly read it for us.
Oh, rose, thou art sick.
Yes, continue.
The invisible worm that flies in the night in the howling storm.
All right, thank you. Next stanza, I'd like to read. Luna, go.
Has found out thy bed of crimson joy, and his secret love does thy life destroy.
All right. Let us first discuss the guide questions, and then I'll tell you the deeper symbolisms in this very short two stanza. Now, I hope you have your assignment with you. Let's have a recitation. What's the tie? Obviously, let's skip number 1, the sick rose. Number 2, who is the invisible enemy? Based on who is the invisible enemy? There is an antagonist there. Erica, you're raising your hand. Go.
The worm po.
The worm. The worm. Yana, I can see your internet connection is unstable. So if the worm. Number 3, correct. What's the meaning of thou art sick in the poem? And Rain, Galang. You're raising your hand. Rain.
You are sick.
Thou art sick, you are sick. But let's go deeper. Do you think this sickness is a physical sickness or a psychological one or both? What do you think? Let's relate it to the earlier. Do you think this is a physical sickness, a psychological sickness, or both? Imagine, I can see you. You're reacting silently. Why?
Hindi ko po naisip yun. Ba't di ko naisip?
Any guess?
Yeah.
Any guess? Right? Sige, later on, I will let's skip the question. Jason, sige, you're raising your hand. Try.
For me, sir, it's a mixture of both po.
Why?
So, pagkakaintindi ko po, based on my research, sir, yung poem po is about a sexual thought, yung parang
Yes.
yung pong Um, para po yun lang po, sir.
All right, actually you're already there, but no, your research is correct. It has something. They have a lot of sexual connotation here because William Blake is attacking a social moral issue. Later on, you will discover why. Let's skip number 5 and 6. You have already know that. Number 4 is the protagonist. Obviously, it's the Rose. So I already skip there. Number 7. What word in the poem indicates evil? Something that is not good, something negative. What do you think are those words? You can lift them. You can lift them directly from the poem. What are those negative words in the poem? Mads, you're raising your hand.
Isa lang po yung una ko naisip, sir. Destroy po.
All right. Crimson Joy. Yes, it's a negative because crimson has something to do with. What else? You still have.
Destroy po, sir. Destroy po. Destroy.
Destroy. Yes.
Opo.
Andre Justin Salunga. Thank you, Mads.
Warm po.
Warm, it's a little bit negative. Yes. And you have also dark, secret, etc. Correct. Now, next question. Bakit? Bakit ayaw? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sorry for that. And stable connection. Let's continue. What does the worm have for the rose that destroys it? And where does the poem, for us to answer this question, let me now go to the symbolisms. Now let us try to answer. First, let me unpack because these things are not in your handouts. So you listen properly. O rose, you are sick. Now, take a look at it. At first glance, do you know? Take a look at the word rose. It is in capital letter. Usually, when you capitalize words, it stands for a name of a person. Correct. So,
Yes,
this
sir.
row, suppose this is a person. No. Then the name. Let's say it's a name. The name Rose. Does it stands for a boy or a girl?
A girl po.
Girl.
It stands for a girl, right? So let us say that this girl is sick. Why? There is an invisible worm, no, flying at night, attacking at night. And you know that if it is night, you cannot see, you are not ready, you are unaware. Now, look at the second stanza for you to get the idea. Has found out your bed, thy bed of crimson joy. Take a look at the word bed. Usually, what is associated with bed for two people, a male or a female? What do they do in bed aside from sleeping? So, bed there stands for the symbol of sexual act. For the sexual act. Now, crimson joy. And then that bed, suppose that is the woman, the rose is in that bed, and the worm, the man, attack him. Now, take a look at it also, another symbol, the worm. In ancient times, listen, In ancient times, in the time of William Blake, sa panahon ni William Blake, the rose is a symbol of female virginity. The rose is a symbol of female virginity. At the same time, the worm is a symbol of the male seed semen. So these symbolisms, female virginity plus worm, symbol of male semen, the sperm set, these have something to do with sexual connotation. It means to say, what caused the sickness of the woman? Perhaps she lost her virginity because some male has taken advantage, sexual advantage of her in the bed. That is why you have crimson joy, blood. Ladies, you know this, no? You know, your menstruation cycle, di ba? Dinudugo kayo, no? Your menstruation cycle. What is the deep cause of all of this tragedy? It can be a rape, it can be sexual exploitation of a woman. Secret love, but that love hidden, no, it destroys the life of the girl. Did you get now the symbolism of this? Hooke.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
this because of the words worm, rose, a symbol of virginity, bed, blood, no, secret love. You see now the idea of it. It has sexual connotation. So let's try to identify the figures of speech. Here, number one, read the item and then what is the figure of speech? Anyone? Those whom I did not yet call. Those mga wala pang points. Anyone? Number one? Would like to try? Raisa, go. Number one. Raisa May. Is Raisa around? Jangel. Sorry for that, Nen. Oh, Andre, number one. Go, you're raising your hand.
The snake slithered and his onomatopoeia.
Yes, what the sound word there is. Correct. Number two. Raisa.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Apostrophe po.
Apostrophe, because you're talking to an object that's not around, in this case, the star. Correct. Number three, Jangel.
Car, please get me to work today. Apostrophe po, sir.
Apostrophe. You're talking to the object, which is car. Number four. Let's have the others. Have the others. Luna, so that you will have more points. Number
The
five.
swamp frog.
Number four,
The
sorry.
The swamp frogs croak in unison. Ano po sir? Onomatopoeia po.
Correct. Croak. And number five. Rain.
It is considered a false truth that a broken mirror means bad. Oxymoron po.
Oxymoron. The two contradicting words, false true. Okay, good. Now already your figures of speech. Now, let us just check because this has something now to do with your final task. This was given as your assignment, no? An article entitled "I Am Patient 2828." It's by Howie Severino. Now, so what did the writer consider to be the most stigmatized and loneliest disease? Jangel, you're raising your hand. Sige, go. Yes. Wala? Who would like to try it? Number 1. Oh, Jason, go.
The most stigmatized and loneliest disease is the COVID-19 or pneumonia, which are seemingly the same. The COVID-19 is a pneumonia-like illness.
Yeah, kasi the writer of it was diagnosed, no? Having as one. Correct. Number 2, what disease did he compare coronavirus with? Raisa.
The disease he compared to coronavirus was pneumonia.
Pneumonia. Correct. Because the symptoms are almost similar. Number 3, how did he describe his experience after being infected of the virus? How did he find the experience? Angel, sige, kanina hindi ka nakasagot.
He said he was sad because he could not talk to anyone, he could not be with his family, and he only saw one screen.
Correct. Number 5, how do people treat someone who is infected with the virus? Explain. What kind of treatment? One. How about you, Erica? Try 4 more points. Erica.
They continue to discriminate and having the fear to the ones who are infected. Kasi po, they are cautious for what is about to happen if they interact with them.
Okay, good. In fact, it's a traumatic experience for the writer of this. Why am I asking you this question? And this has something to do with your final task. No? What you will do, you will see the similarities, differences of those two. Same routine. For those who have electronic means, you can put it in MS Word or Google Docs. But for those who do not have the means, you can just answer it in a pad paper, take a photo of it, and upload it in our Google Classroom. What you will do is compare and contrast these two texts, the sick rows and I am patient 2828, using a Venn diagram. At least give 3 similarities and differences. This will be your pattern. You copy this. You can do this in Microsoft Word or in a pad paper if you do not have the means.
Sir, excuse
Question
me
so
po.
far? Yes.
Since ngayon pa lang po na siya na-discuss, paano po yung, okay lang po ba kahit yung mga nauna nang nag-submit, hindi po siya masyadong parang tugma dun sa na-discover namin ngayon na meaning ng mga symbols?
Again, Mads, I did not hear clearly. What's your concern? I know,
Yung
lumalapit na.
pong, yung pong mga ano po, yung po nakapag-pass na po agad tapos hindi po nila alam yung ibang natutunan natin ngayon, sir.
It's okay. I did not yet check it kasi I'm giving you more time. No problem with that. Go. You can change, you can add, supplement your work. No problem with that.
Okay po.
So that you will have more points. What else? Thank you. Other questions? Because I can now see the reminder of Zoom. 10 minutes left. What else? Questions? Is everything clear so far? 9 Hooke?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sige. At least kahit tatlo lang, 3 similarities, 3 differences. You have the theme of sickness here. No? Psychological. No? I'm already giving you a clue. So homework in preparation for the next lesson, just read and try again. Same routine. Answer the following activities for the next handout. I think these are already posted on your Google Classroom. You may take a photo of this, you may take a picture of this, etc. So on and so forth. Same routine. You're already doing this. Questions so far? Questions? None? All right. Okay. May tanong ba? You still have questions?
None, sir.
If none, thank you for the wonderful session in spite of the technical difficulties. No? Kindly turn on your cameras. You can have a group picture. Go.
May kabel.
Nasaan na yung iba? Where are the GGWP guys?
Si Karel daw po, sir, Mina daw po yung net nila, kaya po nawala.
And don't worry, I can super relate to that. I can relate to that. I have experienced it. All right. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, one more time. Yung iba hindi nakasmile. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and. Last. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and. Alright, the losers na yung iba. I can see naglalag yung kanilang na. Alright, thank you so much, no? Patapos na tayo. Listen, just so I will just give the next reminders. Please do your assignment. We're already in the 5th week. Still have 3 lessons if I'm not mistaken. So just do advanced reading. And try already to complete. As you notice, I'm not yet checking some of your outputs because I'm giving more time for those having difficulties. So you can edit your work, re-upload, etc. so that you will have high scores. So far, congratulations to those who got perfect scores. All right, sige, thank you so much. I will not take your time so long. Have a nice day. Bye-bye, and Hooke.
Good day, sir.
Good day
Hey,
po.
sir.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.